How are we doing? I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Overcast day up in the Willamette National Forest. Got a giant bird flying over me. Not sure what he is. He circled back around. I was hoping he'd come into your view there. So up in the Willamette National Forest, back at Fall Creek, where I did my most recent shave up here was Friends Till the End. We were way up the creek for that one. And then another shave that I can remember doing from here was Outdoorsman's Friend. That was last spring, whenever it was, in May maybe. Those are the only two I can remember doing in this neck of the Willamette National Forest. I have with me today, as you might have saw from the thumbnail or the title, Year of the Dragon, and I have the matching splash to go with this. Absolutely fantastic. I've had this one for a couple of weeks now, something like that. Pete sent it to me for review. I didn't pay for it. It is an homage, or actually it's a clone of Emporio Armani Stronger With You leather. There's a whole line of Stronger With You fragrances, like 10 or 12 or something like that. There's Intensely, Oud, absolutely, a whole bunch. They're all named Stronger With You, and then followed by another word like Oud or leather. This is leather, and that is by Giorgio Armani. Already loaded that up into my Captain's Choice bowl. I just finished applying the Tube 2.0 pre-shave from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Got my brush soaking in my stainless steel bowl here. I'll be using it to rinse off my razor. The razor is the Artifact from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I love that razor. I always like to match stuff up and pair it, so I really thought that it would go well with the photos. And I hope that it turns out as good as I thought it might. That's also why I went with the Persian jar. Just kind of felt like it fit. For you keeping track at home of how my wife and daughter rates these fragrances, I've only gotten a 10 out of both of them on one fragrance. And in fact, from Emily, it's the only 10 I've gotten. And that was from up here, Friends Till the End, and that is Sterling's clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. I've gotten one or two other 10s out of my wife, but not very many. Most of the time I get a 7 or an 8 out of her. This fragrance here is so damn good. To my knowledge, no one else in the wet shaving community has done a soap or a splash with this. I believe this is a first, that no one has ever done it before. Emily gives this a 10. My wife said a 10.5. If I had to give it a rating, it'd be a 9.5 to a 10 as well. This is as good as it gets. It really is. When it comes to an overall crowd pleaser. The scent notes, in the top we have chestnut, spices, elamine. That's elamine resin. In the middle is sage and lavender. The base we find vanilla, leather, guaiac wood, and then agar wood, commonly known as oud. This is the PJ2 Persian Jar 2 Super Badger. My mom got me this 3 or 4 years ago for Christmas. Still one of my favorite brushes for sentimental reasons and because I love the fibers, but then also it's not overly packed. I used to have the Chubby and Super Badger, and it was just a little too packed. So when my mom got me this, I ended up getting rid of the Chubby, and that was the Chubby 3, and this is easily one of my favorite Badger brushes. The fragrance is called Year of the Dragon, but I have a feeling that 2024, if our first 2 fragrances from Pete Hendrix are any, can't think of the word I'm looking for, are any something, that 2024 might be the year of Hendrix classics. I freaking mean that. Molnair, I just did the review of that. That's Oud for Greatness. He freaking nailed it. This fragrance, I've never experienced the real thing. I've never experienced the Emporio Armani Stronger With You leather. I love that background. Hope you guys can hear me, and I hope I'm not yelling. I feel like I might be yelling to try and compensate for the size or the sound of that leather, sound of that creek. That is a creek, it's not a river. By Oregon standards, that's what we would call a creek, and that is what it is. That's Fall Creek. Out here, rivers are much bigger. Look at this. I haven't even put it into the pre-shave yet. Pete's base is amazing. But seriously, just going off of the 2 fragrances so far that Pete himself has released this year, Molnair, or Mulner, and then this, the Year of the Dragon, plus he did the Shave Dad Bumo Tattoo Club. That's another great fragrance. I did a first impression of it. Pete says he has other things in store for this year, and like, I can't be more excited to see what Pete has in store after smelling this. You guys, if I was 20 years younger and had more energy, like, I'd be jumping up and down and screaming at the screen. That's how good this is. My wife gave it a 10.5. My wife, the first day that I had this, Pete sent this to me the same day that I got Mulnair, so I've had it for a little while now. Just been keeping it a secret, waiting for the time to be right, and man, I've been using it periodically ever since he sent it to me. I got 4 shaves in with it. I've been wearing it almost every day on the back of my hand since he sent it to me, but that very first day, my wife, she put it on. I got a mirror right down here. It could be a little higher. Try and tip it up. But my wife, she actually applied this, behind her ears, her neck, her wrists and whatnot. I'll be buying the parfum of this from Pete when it releases on February 17th. So we still have a little while until it drops. But it drops on Saturday, I believe it is, February 17th. I think the 17th is a Saturday. And this will be the first fragrance that I've reviewed that I will be buying a parfum for my wife. I should probably get Friends of the Inn from Sterling. I still haven't. Just money, things have been crazy. My dog passing away, the ice storm, just life, right? Old man stuff. My back hurts, my knee hurts, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't hurt. I'm fine. I'm good. Let's get into the notes of this. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Freaking beautiful. This isn't good stuff, Maynard. This is great stuff, Maynard. This is like it's got like a woodiness to it, and a forest and earthiness, not like overly pine. Let's talk about it, shall we? We shall. In the B-roll, I'll show you a 360 if you're new to my content of my setup and the area around me. Got my stool right over here to the left. I got you guys set up on an old fallen tree, and basically you're set up in the root system of it. And so I got my stuff all kind of staggered here, and then logs coming down. When the snow melts, where I'm standing now will be covered in water. So yeah, that gets a lot bigger. Got my last Bolzano. First use in the PAA artifact. A Bakelite handle, a brass head that is gold plated, losing my balance. I have a hole underneath my feet that I tried filling up with some log debris, like bark and stuff like that. So definitely not even ground. Try not to slit my throat. The scoop that I use is my Jedi scoop, my Sith scoop that Ian Lagaki Last Shadow made for me. I bought this one from him, got a great deal, and that's the one that he included that little block of wood. So chestnut, I'm just gonna take that off. Didn't comb my hair today. How does it look? Pretty good, right? This is a very well blended fragrance. It's going to last you all day. That chestnut, warm, woody, sweet. Not quite like sugary sweet. I mean, oh, it's like sugary sweet, right? But not candy sweet. The spices in this, an aromatic earthiness. I mean, right off the top. I got it on the back of my left hand here. The splash has been there a couple hours now. Right off the top, when you smell it, you'll get this warm, woody, slightly earthy, just fragrance that draws you in. Like it is just so inviting, cozy, warm, comforting, perfect for this kind of weather. I don't think I'd wear this on a hot summer day, but outside of a hot summer day, like going out on a summer night or any other time during the year, I would wear it. But this is a warm, comforting fragrance, perfect for spring, winter, and fall. And you bet I'll be using it all year round, just because my wife loves it. So Elamai is a tree resin from a tree that grows in the Philippines. It's a darker resin, kind of similar to frankincense, not the same, similar. I'll put my arm down so you can see the creek there. This is a fragrance that brings with it some smoky tones. And I think we first start picking up some of those smoky tones in that Elamai resin. The balsamic, a little piney. This isn't a pine fragrance, but you get nice subtle hints of pine. And I can't help but imagine that is either coming from this Elamai, or it even could be coming from the lavender. But I get it kind of right up at the top. You get just like little whispers of that piney fragrance that I love. It smells like you've walked into an Oregon forest in a lot of ways, this fragrance. It's a banger. I really think that this Elamai is tying this fragrance together in a way that I can't even begin to describe. It's starting to sprinkle and the trees are moving around. The sage in this, I love sage. A green, sharp, maybe a little musky coming from that sage. And then some of that pine that I'm picking up could be coming from the sage as well. There's definitely a pininess that you get from this fragrance almost right from the start. It's not a strong pine. I mean, like, you might not even smell the pine, depending on how, well trained your nose is, or, how good of a nose you have. It's a conversation, I've had with a lot of people, including my wife and others, that I smell certain things that they don't smell. They smell certain things that I may not smell or agree with, or, just different verbiage. It's fragrances are magic, and that's the best way to put it. And we all interpret the magic a little differently. The lavender, I think this has like an evergreen quality to it. Lavender is a very complex scent note. I don't get your traditional lavender that you might think of when you just smell lavender. Like an evergreen quality, a woodsy, aromatic, maybe a little herbal or balsamic or coniferous, but I don't think so. I don't think it's really adding that to it. This fragrance is so well blended that, to be honest, with the lavender, I'm speculating completely what it's doing. because I don't really pick up lavender, but I pick up a whole lot of freaking magic. Look at that, look at that. So, what do you call this white stuff? Lather, right? Yeah, lather. That's it. The vanilla. This is a smoky, sweet vanilla. Oh my gosh. Women are going to love this fragrance. And in fact, I would challenge you that if you bought this, you would be hard-pressed to find a woman that doesn't like it. And more often than not, they're going to absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. This is the kind of fragrance that I am very comfortable saying that like 90% of women are going to love on you. And I'd be willing to say too that half of them, just like my wife, are going to try and take it from you. Definitely unisex, as you can tell from what I'm saying. But there is a masculine quality to this, or else I wouldn't wear it. I would shave it and do a review of it, but I wouldn't be comfortable wearing it. This is a fragrance that you're going to get compliments everywhere you go. I just had a house full of people, and of course when people come over anymore, either I bring up what I'm reviewing or they start asking me questions about it. Everybody loves this fragrance. The leather, masculine, warm and rich. This is leather done right, baby. Before I do any more, let me get a little bit of water into this. There's a light breeze coming through here. I don't know if you can see it in the trees behind me or anywhere else. It really dries out soap. The open air and then the wind on top of it. Might be too much water, but it'll do. It'll do. Hope you guys have been doing great. It's Sunday night for me. I want to upload this for you guys on Monday. Go back to work tomorrow, of course. Had an amazing weekend. Did that Kasi Perfecto shave review yesterday. That's an amazing fragrance. Totally different from this. These two fragrances couldn't be more different. I love both of them. My wife and daughter, though, they are crazy about this one. I'm always happy if I can get a 7 or an 8 out of them. This is only the second time that I've gotten a 10 out of both of them. And like I said, my wife says 10.5. Dude, guys, I'm telling you. You can thank me later. And that label is kick ass. I don't know how much justice my photos or this is going to do for it. But the colors, everything about it, I freaking love this label. Love it. And this is another one that, like, this might be the first time ever that I have to buy 2 parfums. One for me, one for my wife, and then mine, I might have to hide it. She does have a signature fragrance, and her signature fragrance is called I Am Trash. I always forget the name of the company. It's like a French name, and it's pronounced funny. I'll try and remember to put it right up here. Yeah, look at that, how dried out that is. Can you guys see that? Does the camera pick it up? And it was plenty wet a second ago. Well, a couple of minutes ago, right? The way I ramble. Where were we? Leather. There's almost I wrote down a rich tobacco-like quality to it. I don't know if that's good verbiage, but at times that's what the leather, or that's what I think the leather is doing, is giving me these notes that are kind of similar to tobacco. Now it is sprinkling, I can feel it. Guaiac wood. A smoky wood. Maybe the tobacco notes that I'm getting are coming from this. It's not a tobacco note. It's like tobacco-esque, if you will. Can you guys see any of the raindrops? I cannot overhype this fragrance enough, or overly emphasize just how much I love this fragrance. Here comes that bird again. It's a straight up banger. And I can't believe it was released in 2020. So it is a newer fragrance, but still, you know, there's been over 3 years, and I couldn't believe that no one has already done this fragrance. It's crazy. This will knock your socks off. And if you end up buying it and it doesn't, I'll happily eat my hat. This one right here. My ears are cold and I need my hat. I'm going to pause it because I don't know where I set my towel. I'll leave you with, well, it might take me a minute. Let me pause it. Since it's February, that means we have 2 new gift cards to give away from Pete. Thank you again, Pete, for supporting my channel and doing things like this for the community. That's a $15 gift card. To Hendrix Classics & Co. And again, to enter it, I'm curious, and I'd like to know if you have a set from Hendrix Classics, which one or two are your favorite? And if you haven't bought one from Hendrix Classics, which one are you wanting to buy the most? So to enter the giveaway, what's your favorite fragrance from Hendrix Classics? Or what is the one that you're most wanting to buy? And that'll be for a $15 gift card to Hendrix Classics & Co. website. Thank you again, Pete. Because of the rain, I'm going to skip the alum today. Not something I normally do, but I'm going to. So good, you guys. I'm telling you, this is so damn good. So damn good. This area, when you guys see the BRoll, and I show you here in a second, the water over here to the left is super deep. Most of this creek is bedrock, and that's what I'm standing on now. There's actually a campground up above me called Bedrock. And just like the name implies, that's why. But that's where that forest fire started up here last summer. The wife and I, we came out here today. She, her last new car she got in 2013 was a Ford Fiesta. And she's always driven a manual. A 5-speed manual is what her cars have been. And she's insistent on having a manual. Well, the slave master cylinder started going out in her Ford Fiesta. And we got it paid off several years ago now, 5-6 years ago or something. The truck coming up here, that gate is right over here. You'll see it in the B-roll. So anyways, we've been shopping for a new car for her, and we found a 2021 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta with only 12,000 miles on it, a 6-speed manual. She bought it yesterday. Got a great deal on it. You can't believe it's like brand new. I mean, it's only 12,000 miles. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. A dark gray. I'll put a photo right up here. Ton of fun to drive. Of course, it's got a turbo, right? Ton of fun to drive. And so yeah, we've had a great day. Did that shave yesterday, went for a little drive last night, went for a drive today, made our way up here. So good, I'm telling you. That truck's leaving, good deal. That's my go-to. Oh, I think I'm putting it on too soon. I'm trying to rush because of this rain. Normally I'd wait a minute or two before applying the balm. There we go. I want to thank you guys for joining us out here at Fall Creek. Year of the Dragon drops February 17th. Did I tell you it was good? Like, for real, you guys. It's a straight up banger. It's so damn good. It really is. And I couldn't believe when I was actually looking up the actual fragrance. It's quite affordable. Now, of course, I want to at least put my nose on a tester. It is so damn good. A 10.5 and a 10 from my wife and our daughter. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable score from the two of them. We're approaching 27 minutes. I'm going to say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Until we meet again, goodbye for now. All that happy schmackety jazz. It's the little big things. It really is. Yeah, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Do you? Someone's got to pay for that new car, though. No, my wife is my sugar mama, so I don't want to act like I'm the breadwinner, because at the end of the day, I'm kind of not. But yeah, I'm a blessed man. I got a damn good woman. Take care, guys. How do we do? Welcome to the BRoll. I hope this time I'm recording in a low enough resolution that what I did on my last video, which was my Casa Perfecto review, turns out good. Way down yonder there is my beautiful bride and Luna. So the forest fire from Friends to the End, that was up there, right? It didn't quite make it down all the way down here like it did up there. We are down the creek from that location. Right there's the gate. That is actually locked this time. As you saw my Friends to the End review, it was unlocked. Well, it was dummy locked. Gotta love litter bugs. I can proudly say that's not my mattress. That's all I got to say about that, because the rest of it's negative. My mirror. I'll end up setting my water bottle on that. I do record these before the shave. Yeah, buddy. Let's get this shave going. Thanks again for joining us out here. Again, little big thing. I got two of them right down there. You can see my wife in the distance. Hope you all have a great week. Thanks again, Pete. All of these are created from the creek coming up and over this area. Some of them are perfect circles. Some of them get really big.